cents later. Thank you so much for coming along to the information session, What is Social Media, which is a basic level social media introduction, and it is aimed at people who, like yourselves, are running their own business and want to look at using social media for engagement. But this is the first level. It's very, very basic. So, just to introduce myself, I'm Rosie Shayler. I run Virtually Yours, which is, as you guys know, a virtual assistant network and the Australian Virtual Business Network. I have a background in web development and desktop publishing with Webtastic Designs, and run Harmony Hunters and Today's VA magazine. So I've done a lot of work online and using social media, which is why I can deliver this to you today. So to start off, what is social media? The Oxford Dictionary definition is websites and applications that enable users to create and share content or to participate in social networking. So can you name some social media platforms that you've heard of and that you use? Facebook? Excellent. I live on Facebook. Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, beautiful. Do any of you know how many social media platforms there are out there? A lot. Exactly. This is only the tiniest little glimpse at how many there are out there. And from personal experience, I know that it's growing every single day. So are there platforms on here that you can recognise from those logos? Yeah? Are there any on there that you don't recognise? Lots, yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's actually heaps on there that I don't recognise either. And, you know, same as you ladies, you'd be using social media platforms and different tools and, you know, keeping fairly well on top of it, depending on what area you specialise. But most VAs will have a really, really good idea of what different platforms or tools there are out there. And there's still a lot on there that I don't know. And I know that when I do a Google search for, you know, images and icons for social media platforms, there are hundreds of them, absolutely hundreds. It's crazy. So all of these things have something in common. They've got their basic function is to allow people to connect online, and some of them connect in particular ways. So for example, you've got the Facebook one there that's quite a social one. It's very casual most of the time, but you can use it for business. And when you use it for business, you're still maintaining that kind of, you know, fun social aspect to it. And you don't keep it too formal. It's not the vibe of Facebook. Twitter is very, very quick. So you've only got the short little sentences that you can deliver. So it's really fast and active, and it's something that people in media tend to use more of. But at least Twitter has branched out a bit. It's not just text anymore. You can be putting photos and videos up. And then Pinterest is there as well, which is the third one. And that one is very, very much visual. It's all about images, beautiful images, useful images, you know, things that inspire people like cooking and creative stuff with design or even hairdressing, that sort of stuff. Everything that's really visual and that inspires people visually is on Pinterest. Do any of you guys use Pinterest for your business? Just out of curiosity. Oh, you would for your craft stuff, Lyndon, yeah? IG as in Instagram? Yeah, very visual. So people that, yeah, just want to see or just respond really, really well to visual, fantastic. And of course, you've got different styles of learning, which is why it's really good to have a broad, that's really good to bring that up, Lynn, and I'll try to remember that in my presentation. You've got your different styles of learning, and so some people are going to obviously gravitate towards the visual stuff, the Instagram and the Pinterest. I actually don't personally gravitate towards the video stuff, even though I'm very visual. I'm too impatient to sit there and watch someone, or get to the point and tell me what I need to know. I read pretty quickly, so if there's not a visual there that's just a basic picture, then I want to read about how to do it. So I will go somewhere where it's more wordy. So everyone has different styles there. And that's one reason why it's really good to be across a few different platforms, and knowing who your target market is. So if your target market is, and when people say business owners, that's too broad. You should actually know whether your target market is visual, auditory learners, or kinesthetic learners. Okay, so platforms versus tools. So your platforms are the actual product on which everything exists. So the Facebook platform, the Pinterest platform, the Twitter and the LinkedIn. And the tools, so when people are talking about the different things, the tools are what are used within it or to connect with it. So your media monitoring in Facebook is a tool. The advertising programs, they're tools, and all the different apps that join everything or that make it better. So apps so that you can connect your games on your phone to Facebook, or you can make it so that your posts on Facebook show up on Twitter or LinkedIn. All of those little extra pieces, they're the tools that are within the platform. Does that make sense? So what are some, awesome, thank you. What are some of the issues that you can face when you're using social media? Negative feedback, yep. People read things differently, that's awesome, yep. Being interpreted not exactly how you meant to deliver them. Knowing which ones apply to your business, useful, yep. Having ideas for content, yep. Not knowing what to say, really good. I'm actually going to play a little video for you, and it's just to remind you of the things that you need to consider when you are using social media. Okay, stay with me, bring it on over here. Let me know if you have any trouble with this video. Nice sponsorship there. I would personally love it if a virus came through your computer like that. Keep life interesting. So could you all see that okay? Yeah, beautiful. So were there any things on there, any points on there that you personally would disagree with? No? Oops, sorry. No? So, for example, and one of the ones that I look at and I kind of go, oh, I don't know, when it says mixing your personal information with your business information, some people will do that. Are there any situations where that's okay, or is it always not okay? And there's no right or wrong answer here. You just have to ask your opinion. No? So it's good to keep that little bit of a difference, a little bit of a gap. Yeah. I've got a lot of people, obviously the same as well as you guys, that are connected with me on Facebook. That's right, Lyndon. So it depends on your audience. Occasionally writing about what the children are doing and all that sort of stuff. So most of my audience knows that I have the girls and, you know, what's going on in our world. But there's actually heaps that I don't post on Facebook. I'm on Facebook a lot and I make a lot of comments, but I don't actually say everything that's happening with our family, because you do need to keep it separate. And you know what? If you're posting it on Facebook all the time, when you do catch up with your friends, you're going to have nothing to say. So, you know, it's always good to keep things to yourself. I caught up with a friend the other day and I had cut my finger and I said to her, check it out, you're learning about this face to face. There's so many people I know will tell the world if they do anything like that. And if you've got connections in your business that are part of your social media platform that you're using, that's your sort of your more personal one, you got to think about how they're going to receive that. You know, sometimes there is just too much information, and we all are getting information overload. So better to, it's as I said before, with Facebook you want to be keeping it chatty and social and friendly, but it doesn't mean too friendly. It doesn't mean, you know, people invading your personal existence. Okay. So, social media issues. Do you all know what a troll is? Yeah. Have you all experienced one? At least? Not yet. You know what? I didn't even think that I was experiencing a situation from a troll until Warwick and Mary private messaged me. And this was a conversation that my sister and I were having with this complete idiot, obviously, on another page, all to do with, you know, the horse racing industry, which I don't like. And actually, and the argument wasn't actually about the horse racing industry, it was about students. But this person was just really being very provocative, and Warwick Mary private messaged me, and I didn't even know he could see the conversation, and he just said, Rosie, don't feed the trolls. And I just thought, oh my God, you know what, you get caught up in it and you think, why is this person being so ridiculous? And it wasn't until that day when he said that I am so much more alert of when I see a troll. So a troll basically is someone who's getting a lot of joy out of just pushing the boundaries on social media, making people angry, upsetting people, and they just sit behind their screens and upset people. So you've got trolls that are out there and that make it their mission to do that, and that is something you need to factor in when you are you're dealing with social media for your business. And if you have got someone there who is trolling your page, you know what? Block and delete them. There is nothing wrong with that. You don't need to worry about, oh my gosh, people are going to say, or come back and get angry at me or whatever because I've deleted this person. Freedom of speech. There's a difference between someone not being happy with your services or not understanding something to someone trolling. And if someone is being aggressive and inappropriate and really just being downright hideous, you get rid of them. That's the right you have as the admin for your page. They're just going to ruin things for you. So a couple of things that have happened in just this last year that show that social media can be used more for evil than good. For example, when Lindsay Lohan announced that she was probably going to go for president in 2020. And obviously, as you can hear from my tone, I think that's pretty funny too. But you can just imagine the kind of tweets that were put online once that was announced. Because she announced that on Twitter. I think celebrities tend to use Twitter more than Facebook. Any ideas why you think that might be? I think it's the limited attention span, but that's just me. It's that whole media side of things. Very quick, very active. And the speed of things. So she announced on there that she wanted to, she was thinking about going for president because, we need more equality in our world and people need to be nicer. And she got an absolute bagging. People just thought it was the funniest thing they've ever heard of in their life. So she got a whole lot of trolling. People got obviously quite nasty and just kept pushing it. So, you could say that, her idea was ridiculous and putting it up there was ridiculous. And that is true. She should have people there that are helping manage her media, because if you are going to put things up there that is really a hot topic type thing, then you've got to expect that it might go wrong. So McDonald's as well, they decided they had issues with a hashtag. Do you all know what a hashtag is or how it's used? Yeah. So basically it's a linked word. So once you put the hashtag at the front and you write the word, it becomes a hyperlink. And it becomes a keyword. So you can search. So as you can see there, you've got the hashtag Ronald McDonald and the hashtag Peter too. So people, if you clicked on that, you would see all the other comments that also have that hashtag in it. So it's just a way of connecting people through keywords. And McDonald's ran a promotion about wanting people to talk about what they're loving and using the hashtag Ronald McDonald. And, they do some really great stuff with Ronald McDonald House and everything. And that was the angle that they were going for. But, of course, they got completely boycotted because of the way that they, they source their meats and that sort of thing with where it's not PETA approved. So it started getting pretty ugly, and people were using that hashtag to send hate sort of messages out there instead of love messages. So that got pretty crazy as well. So it didn't work very well for McDonald's in terms of a promotional type thing. So you can see there that even the big brands can have issues with social media because you cannot control it. It is completely out of your control. So that's all we're looking at for today. So just in summary, we've got a whole lot of different social media platforms that you can use to engage, but you need to be aware of what the risks are when you're using social media. So there's a couple of issues there that we ran through. You've got a questionnaire there that I sent to you. If you want to, if you can, you don't have to because obviously you're not my student today. But if you can fill that out now, just let me know when you're done and then send it back, just so I know how long it takes. Huge brownie points for you. I'll work out something I can do. Thank you. And that would be really, really handy. So the students will obviously be getting a feedback form as well, which hopefully won't take them very long to complete. As part of my study, I need to say that the next session we will be going to will be selecting and reviewing social media platforms for review, which is next Thursday at 9 AM, which is a load of rubbish because it's not really, but that's just what I have to say. And if you want to stay connected and you need any more information or help with your education, here's my contact details.